Why are so many young men single? Why is it that 66% of young men between 18 and 29 are single, while only 34% of women in the same age range are? That's a huge gap. The Pew Research Center recently dropped some data showing a historic rise in unpartnered Americans, and the numbers don't lie. Young men are now twice as likely to be single as young women. But the real question we have to ask is why? Where is this gap even coming from? Well, one of the biggest factors here is quite simple. Women are dating older. Instead of dating men in their age group, more women in their 20s are choosing partners in their 30s, men who are financially stable, emotionally mature, and established. Think about it this way. These guys they've already built careers, paid off debts, and they have a sense of direction. And most women still prefer a man who earns as much or more than them. That hasn't ever changed, even though now women are making more money than ever. So what ends up happening? Well, a woman, a woman in her 20s, fresh out of uni, looks at the men around her and what does she see? She sees a lot of guys who haven't figured out their careers yet. Some still living at home with their parents, and some drifting without any sense of purpose at all. So she dates up older men, men with more resources, more confidence, and more direction. Now, I want to be clear here. I'm not here to blame women for having any preferences. This isn't about pointing fingers, but men need to see this. They need to see this reality for what it really is. If you're a young man in your 20s, single, struggling, and looking at these stats and thinking, well, what's the point? This is the part where you decide whether you're going to step up or check out. And if you want the truth about how to flip the script and to start winning, then stick around because that's what we're about to get into next. The real problem no one is actually talking about. So now we know the numbers. Young men are struggling in the dating market while women are dating up. But here's the real kicker. This isn't just about dating. Look deeper and you'll see a much bigger issue. A generation of young men who feel stuck. Think about it. Fewer men are going to university than ever before. Women now make up a majority of college graduates, and studies show that most college-educated women prefer to date men with degrees. More young men are living at home much longer. Around 2/3 of men under 28 still live with their parents. A lot of guys are not financially independent yet, while many women in their 20s are making 50, 60, even 100K straight out of uni. And when they look at men their age, they don't see a viable partner. And here's where things get worse though. A lot of men are checking out entirely because let's be real. If you're 22, working an average job, scrolling Tinder and seeing 0 matches, it's probably easy to think then what's the point? So you stop trying. You distract yourself. Video games, porn, scrolling endlessly, numbing out, drinking, weed. You tell yourself that it's just a modern dating problem, or women's standards are too high, or society is against men. And look, I get it. I've been there. That frustration is real. But here's the truth that no one actually wants to tell you. It's not just about dating. It's about who you are becoming as a man. Because women are a reflection of value, not just in money, but in direction, discipline, and presence. And right now, most men in their 20s haven't built anything worth choosing yet. Now, that's not an insult. That's an opportunity. Because the moment that you stop blaming external factors and take full responsibility, everything changes. See, women are not the enemy. The system isn't rigged against you. Dating apps aren't your problem. The real problem Most men are just sleepwalking through life, and the world doesn't reward mediocrity. If you don't want to be in the 66%, the way out isn't luck, it's leveling up. So let's talk about how to stop being one of the 66%. If you're a young man feeling stuck, frustrated, or invisible in the dating market, here's what you need to understand. No one is coming to save you. Not society, not your parents, not a dating coach, no one. And that's a good thing, because once you realize that your life is 100% in your hands, you can start doing something about it. So let's break it down. If you want to stop being part of the 66% of men who are struggling, here's what you need to change. First up, build yourself first. Most men are focused on women when they should be focused on themselves. Look at the guys who are winning. They have options because they have built value. They've built a strong body because fitness isn't just about looks, it's about discipline. They've built a skill set because no one respects a man who can't provide value to the world. They've built financial independence because a man with options in life has options in relationships. When you focus on women before building yourself, you become needy, weak, and directionless. And that energy alone repels them instantly. So stop making women your priority. Make your priority growth. 2, stop looking for shortcuts. There's a reason that so many young men are stuck. They want quick results without real effort. So they scroll dating apps hoping for a match. They binge the self-improvement content, but they never apply it. They sit around waiting for the right time to start improving. Meanwhile, the men who actually take action are getting way further ahead. Women aren't leaving young men behind out of malice. They're gravitating toward the few men who refuse to stay average. So if you're sitting around waiting for luck, understand this. There is no shortcut to being a high value man. There is only the work. 3, get around strong men. This one is something that no one talks about, but it is massive. If you don't have a strong group of men around you, you will stay stuck. Because here's the truth. If you're only surrounded by guys who play video games all day, you'll never develop ambition. If your circle is full of men who complain about women and society at large, then you will also become a victim. If you don't have any real male friendships, you'll be weak in the eyes of women, period. A man without strong male relationships is a walking red flag. That's why brotherhood is essential. Find a group of men who challenge you, push you, and refuse to let you stay soft, because you will rise or fall to the level of your circle. So here's the bottom line. If you want to stop being invisible, if you want to stop being overlooked, if you want to actually be the kind of man who has options, build yourself first. Stop looking for shortcuts and surround yourself with strong brothers. Now, this isn't about blaming women at all. It's not about fighting the system. It's about taking ownership. Because at the end of the day, there are 2 types of men. There are the ones who sit idly around complaining and the ones who do something about it. Which one are you going to be?